guys, welcome back to Escaping the Ordinary channel, where we let God make the way. James is currently over at a yard sale right now. I have been researching the principles of the Bible this morning. That's just kind of what I wanted to learn this morning. We found God in this last year, and I kind of just we're progressing. We're not 100%. I don't know if we ever will be, but we're definitely progressing in His Word and learning how to live a godly life instead of a life that we want. But the main thing that it talked about this morning was the principle of you reap what you sow. And I think that is a thing that is walked past or ignored a lot. And I think that James and I have really learned it when it comes to reaping what you sow. Because we were the type that was always like, why me? Why is this life so hard? Why do we always get the bad luck? And this last year we kind of had to come to the terms that the choices you make is the outcome you will get. So you know what you're planting is what you're gonna grow up. So make sure you pay attention to what you're planting. We're trying to plant better seeds this year than we have in the previous years. And this was my whole reason really for starting this YouTube channel, because I wanted to bring people along with us on our journey of learning how to reap in the Word of God and see how that produces and how we can do better and maybe learn from others in that aspect, because we don't know much about it. But there's James.
I'm back.
Did you get anything?
No.
But the word of the day was reap what you sow. And we're still progressing and learning that. But today, we actually dropped our kids off over at my parents' house. They're going to spend the day there. We've stopped at a few yard sales. We still need to go to the post office, and I don't know that today is going to be a sourcing day. We are going to be working on the property, and James has got some stumps that he's going to be digging out. So that is exciting, because then that means the driveway will be coming soon. But we'll pick you guys back up whenever we get to the next spot. So James is back out here getting shipping labels sent off, but I wanted to show these. We sold these. How much we sell these for? 20? 25?
Yeah.
Something like that. But anyways, we found these at the Goodwill bins. We thought they were interesting, so we put them on there. I don't even think there was anything else listed on there like this. Right? No.
We had to make my own listing.
We had to make our own listing for it, and they sold. So this is something that we found from Trader Baker's. One of the booths there, this thing right here, one of the booths there had a 50% off sale going on, and they had this listed for $25, so we got it for around $13, and we just sold it today for $75, so that was a good flip. Hey guys, I am back from the post office. James had me run up there and ship off those items to the post office, and I'm now inside getting myself something to drink, something to eat. And James is over at the property, so let's go check out what he's doing. You want to go to the property? You want to go with me? You ready? I know, he likes the truck. Come. So hopefully you guys can hear me over that backhoe going, but I wanted to kind of show you why we're pulling up stumps. So where all this grass is, weeds, is where stumps are. And we actually took all these out because this is where we plan on putting the house. So there's stumps right here that need to go, and where he's messing with right now is where the driveway is the plan to be going. So we got to there's two stumps right here that need removed that we're going to be messing with. I wanted to mention too that this is part of God's blessing He has done for us. So his dad gave us this land, right? We got 3 acres from his dad. After that, our neighbor told us that we could use the bulldozer to get all this brush and trees and whatever else we needed cleaned up out of here. Well, his dad also bought this backhoe from a neighbor, which has allowed us to also use it to get these stumps up. And then we have another neighbor that has allowed us to use fill-in dirt. So this is all items that would cost a lot to rent out, or like going and picking up dirt, that's been able to be available for us in a way that we didn't think that would be available for us. And we're super grateful to be able to have these options, to be able to get this land done the way that we want it to, because money isn't something that we have a lot of, and to be able to still do the thing that we feel God has called us to do by the helps of others has been absolutely amazing. And you know, hopefully one day we hope to be able to turn those blessings right back around. So I kind of wanted to talk about where you could see our vision come to life and what we're seeing when we look at this piece of property, because somebody else, this is a piece of dirt and you're thinking, how am I going to see, you know, a house there put eventually? But the plan is, right here is our property line, which goes behind this big oak tree right here. But the plan is, the driveway is going to run right across this power line right here, this pole. We're going to have the driveway run up right here, which then is going to go into, we're hoping, a mobile home. We don't know what mobile home, but I'm sure God will guide us in that way. But we plan on putting a mobile home right here where all these trees are empty and where James is working. And on the other side of this, over here, is where we plan on putting a garage. And it's going to be like an L shape. So this is going to be your garage. This will be your house. They're going to connect by a driveway right here, is the plan. And I can't wait to watch this plan come to life. I am in love with this backyard though. And I think this area right here is probably my favorite, just because it still has grass that's actually growing. We're done over here. It's flat. We didn't really have to mess with over here, and just the trees are so beautiful as the day and the sun passes by within them. This area right here is absolutely my favorite though, and our backyard I am in love with. It is so big, and we are the type of family that loves being outside. If we can be outside, we're going to be outside, and this whole backyard is going to be so nice to have. Once the grass grows in, it's going to be beautiful. But we even go back into these woods a little bit, not much but enough, and we plan on putting trails up in this little path of area that we got. Eventually the plan would be, you know, to have your ATVs and your dirt bikes and all that fun stuff. But I do plan on having some chickens, and I think back here is going to be the plan for that. I plan on having a garden, and I'm sure somewhere in this area will be amazing for it. I don't know where yet, but this all gets sun most of the day. The cool thing is, where our house is sitting, which is basically where James is, because of the trees, it's basically shaded all day. So that's going to be nice in the summer for the AC. But back here, James has already kind of started on trails, and this is kind of where like the dirt with the trees in it and the not so good dirt, he's pushing back in here and making kind of like railings, I guess you could say, for the trail that we're gonna have back here. But this is the plan. I think this area is gonna be chicken area. I'm so excited to be listening to some chickens, to get me some eggs. But trail area, we got our big old backyard that I'm sure plans will come to it in time. But I am in love with the backyard, and we even got our side yard over here. I think eventually James's plan is, of course, for like a barn. He keeps talking about a pond, but we haven't really decided where yet, if we do follow that route. And over here, it's just some more land. And we actually, property goes up to those tall trees over there, and up that way up until, like I said, behind that tree up there. But we have a good amount of property to make a homestead on, raise our kids on, make a life out of, all in due time. I also wanted to mention, I talked to you guys about how we've got blessed with this equipment. Let's run back to when we first started talking about this property, right? So when we first started talking about this property, his dad offered it to us. And he had to talk to his bank first to see if he could even give us the 3 acres out of the 16 that he does have. And so that was like our first like prayer warrior area where we were like, please allow us to have this, and the bank is going to work its way through, right? So the bank did say yes. So our next thing was, we wasn't going to get the land survey done or get any of that done as far as like actually getting the land until we knew that we could have septic. Because if you can't have septic, you're not getting land. You might as well, I mean, if I could give advice to anybody, make sure it has septic or is good for a perk test to have septic. Because if you can't have either of those, your land cannot have a house put onto it. So anyways, we ran this route, and we maybe should have waited, because when we done it, it was in the middle of spring. It was really wet over here, but we come over here and they denied a perk test over here. Said you are not putting septic over there, not gonna happen. So you're thinking, oh, okay, we have land with not able to have septic. So where we have our camper, his dad actually has a separate septic tank for that area. Whoever lived here before had a trailer where our camper is sitting, but that's not, I didn't want that piece of property. I would like to have ours off of its own road, whatever. So we brought up, hey, where our camper is sitting, it actually has a septic over there. Would we be able to use that? Well, he went over there and looked at it and was like, we could definitely use this. Now, mind you, this is septic running 1,000 feet, because where our house is going to be sitting on this land to the camper is about 1,000 feet. He said he's able to do this. So we hadn't got a perk test yet. We just had someone contracting for septic to come and check it and make sure that we could even move forwards. He said he would be willing to do it, call the health department, see what they say. We go to the health department, get them all out here, perk the land over there where our septic is originally that we're using right now, and it perked. And he said, you guys will be able to use this whenever you guys get the land in your name. Just make sure it is stated that he is allowing you to use their septic on that land. So that was a blessing in disguise, because when we got told that we couldn't have septic over here, it was almost like, oh, well, maybe that really isn't the plan, you know. But we didn't give up, and we called someone else out and said, hey, what about using the septic that's already over there? And it was able to be done, and we're able to use that, and that's all done now. And then we went on our way to getting this land in our name, and it is now in our name, and now we're in the process of getting it going. But it was a long process to get to that point, and a lot of crying and a lot of being upset, because this is something we wanted. But you know, once being told that this land over here wouldn't perk, it almost felt like that dream was dead. And God showed a way that, hey, it's not over, because you can use what's already here. So that was a blessing in disguise, and God has made his way from the very beginning of this process. And like I said, it's the main reason why I wanted to start this YouTube journey, because I know he's going to continue making his blessings throughout this, and making sure that we follow in his obedience of what he wants us to do. And it's so amazing. You know, God is just, he's not always in the big details, but sometimes it's the little small ones that make such a big difference. I also want to mention the main reason I'm wanting to document this. I want to document this for myself, because this has been such a huge, it's been a very huge last year for us in growth and spirituality, and everything that we've learned in this last year has been amazing. And I wanted to talk that God talks about the 1 in the 100, right? And I keep thinking, if I could help the 1 out of the 100, that is amazing for me. And this isn't even necessarily about making money. This is about, it's making me want to cry because it just makes me emotional. But this is about speaking his word and what he can do and how amazing he is. And if I could just speak this light into somebody else, that's just, it's amazing. Knowing him is amazing. And he has done so much for me internally, externally, in my life. in the last year of knowing him that I want to yell it out loud to everybody, and I want to have proof that and show and speak our testimony of what he can do for somebody. And I hope you guys stay along and watch this journey. I just did a water run, went and got me a book, put my hair up because I can't do that for too long, and I think James is probably about ready to get this stump out. And I wanted to mention these books. Rebecca's? It started with Rebecca's Promise, now I'm on Rebecca's Return. It's by Jerry S. Etcher, but we got a storage locker full of a tote of like Amish books, and I never, like, I've always been a reader, but I never thought I would like an Amish book, but I've actually been really enjoying these. But I will catch you guys back up whenever James starts pulling this stump out. Starting to rain. I don't know if you can see the little raindrops in the dirt. Yep, we're all mud now. I think we're pretty much done with the rain. It looks like it's getting about to be sun. Oh no, there's thunder. Maybe we're not almost done. I ran to the truck. I'm trying to get back over here without ruining my shoes. Comments. Fun. Are you having fun, comment? Look at them. Let's see what his progress is. I had to move the truck because if it got too muddy over here, I didn't want to get stuck. It's got four-wheel drive, but I didn't want to, yeah. I'm gonna deal with that. Looks like he's got it out. This is what we're left with, but of course we have dirt to put back in, and he'll get this fixed.
All right, guys, I got the stumps out.
We got the stumps out.
I don't know why she says we.
You got the stumps out. But I think that's gonna end today's video.
Yes, it is.
And we will catch you guys in the next one.
Bye, guys.